Hello, my dear companions. It's so good to see you. I love the word companion. Literally, it means breakers of bread. And I can't tell you how I long to sit down with you once again, to break bread, to make peace, to engage in that kind of deep conversation which we can be so good at, particularly over a meal, and to be restored in one another's company. It's coming. It won't be long now. In the meantime, we're dealing with life in the wake of an insurrection. When news came to us yesterday that the capital of the United States of America had been stormed and taken, we thought, this is a moment when we need to suspend business as usual. The way we did the night after 9/11, the attack on the Twin Towers, when Reverend Ruth Mackenzie and I offered a service, a vigil, a gathering, which we called the Honey of Peace in Old Poems, at which we tried to provide comfort and inspiration, and the congregation was deeply moved and felt gathered in the interest of love and of transformation. The same thing happened the night after the Wellstones plane went down, when it seemed that we could scarcely believe what had happened, and the grief was debilitating for all of us. And we gathered in the sanctuary, and we told stories, and we sang, and we wept, and we were restored in each other's company. Last night was the resumption of our Wellspring Wednesday programming. We had two major events scheduled. We thought we should probably cancel them. And then we realized that we did not want to cancel them, that we did not want to give that much power to those who were engaged in the insurrection. We didn't want to play into the hands of the soon-to-be outgoing president, who wanted nothing more than to interfere with business as usual, particularly among those of us who are convinced that his presidency has been worse than a failure. And so we determined that we would not cancel our programs, and instead of a vigil, we had a marvelous conversation about Kirsten Fisher's new book, American Free Thinker, which we commend highly, in which we revisited some of the key aspects of the history of liberal religion in America, the beginnings of Unitarianism and Universalism, and what it meant to be a free thinker when blasphemy laws were still being enforced. And we were able to have this conversation with our own Kirsten Fisher, a marvelous member of our church and a professor at the U, whose book we were discussing. The other program was the Reverend Ruth Mackenzie, a colleague and a member of our church, who was offering a session on singing and humming and on sound as practice, which I hear was restorative and inspiring. So rather than canceling, we affirmed this centrality of spiritual development in what we do and in who we are. We did engage in, if you will, business as usual, and it is significant to note that as we convened our programs, the United States Congress went back into the building, having been sequestered for security purposes, and went on with their business as usual, doing the nation's business practicing democracy, engaging in the very rituals which keep us balanced and carry us forward. Congratulations to the leadership of the country for staying with it despite the deeply distressing efforts on the part of the president and his followers to disrupt our democracy. And frankly, at a very different level, congratulations to you and to us that we reaffirmed the centrality of spiritual development, of practice, of learning in the life of our congregation and of our community. Happy New Year, friends. Good to see you.